Do you want to excel in maths and science? If your answer is yes, then let me tell you, go ahead with Infinity Learn courses. And to get best discounts, subscribe right now. The link is given below in the description box. Hello my dear students, welcome to my channel, and as you all know that I am Divya, your science expert, and today in this session I am going to take very interesting topic from your subject biology. But before we get started, I would really like to share with my students that I have an offer for you. Like if you go for buying this course, then you can use my coupon code DE10. And you know that after using, you are going to get extra 10% discount. So why to waste this offer? Hurry up and buy the course right now and use my coupon DE10. Okay, so let's get started. You know that whenever I start any session, I ask you something. So this time you have to identify this picture. So what is it? You are right. This is our human digestive system. And you know that like our body has lot of systems in our body, right? The human body is quite complex. Lot of systems are operating, like you have respiratory system, circulatory system, digestive system, nervous system, hormonal system, you have reproductive system. So lot of systems are there which make your body function well, which make you an advanced organism. So basically human digestive system is concerned with digestion process, and we know that it is formed of many parts, like you have esophagus, you have stomach, intestine. A lot of parts are involved, which makes up the alimentary canal, and along with it we have some associated glands as well, like you have liver, you have pancreas, right? There are so many intestinal glands, you have many glands which aids up in digestion. So now tell me why we sometimes feel very hungry. You must have noticed sometimes we are just shouting that we are so hungry, give us food right now. The reason I'm going to share with you, it is quite interesting one, and you will love to hear it. That the reason because of your immense hunger that you feel is because of hormone that is called as ghrelin. It's called as ghrelin. You can note it down. You know that this hormone is that hormone which is secreted in the stomach, which motivate us, which produces the sensation of hunger and motivate us to have food. Okay, I'll share one amazing fact with you. We know that level of different substances like glucose, etc., whatever substances, after digestion you have, which is distributed to your body cells, there are a lot of substances. So level of different substances like glucose and many other things also, they are maintained in the blood, right? And who maintains that? It is maintained by digestive system. So when the level of these substances fall, then what happens? We get hunger pangs, that we want food right now. This kind of feeling you have that time. So it is accompanied by the release of certain proteins, and some of them, some of these certain proteins which are ghrelin, and that is a hunger hormone. So release of certain proteins, some of which are this hormone ghrelin, which which induce hunger pangs in you. Now, diencephalon and vagus nerve, right? It plays an important role in taking these signals to brain. So whenever you have these hunger, signs, then these signals are passed to brain, and who's going to play important role in the brain? That is diencephalon and vagus nerves, which pass these signals to the brain. And increase in this hormone results in the sensation of hunger and motivates you to have food. And that is the reason, sometimes you are just dying to have food. So if somebody asks you about it, you have to be, clear with the explanation that ghrelin is a hormone. Your stomach produces it and releases it, and it signals your brain when your stomach is empty and it's time to eat. And when the ghrelin levels increase between meals time, and they decrease when your stomach is completely full. So whenever you're having those hunger pangs, that means ghrelin secretion is more in your stomach. And you know that there are few people who are so fond of eating that you will see them eating every time. So that means in them the ghrelin hormone secretion is much more. So high level of these, this hormone secretion can also cause severe obesity, extreme hunger, and even the learning difficulties. And you know that if a person is obese, then there are so many, the disorders which he can encounter in his life. Because obesity is itself a disease which leads, which opens the body to other diseases as well. And sometimes, the obesity leads to heart stroke also. Okay, another question to you is, what is the need to eat food? Why we eat food? See, we all eat food because food has nutrients in it, we all know, and they give us energy, and energy is required to make our body work, or you can say that it is required to perform all the metabolic activities which are occurring inside. Maybe formation of something or maybe breaking of something, right? So we all need food in that case because it gives us energy which is required to drive our body. Whatever is happening, whatever you are doing, roaming, jumping, hopping, everything, whatever you are doing or whatever happening inside your body is just because of the energy, and that you get from food. So there is an immediate need for us or for all the living beings to have food. Now, let me introduce you to another hormone, interesting one, that is leptin hormone. Sometimes you have that feeling that you are overfull, you cannot have anything more today, right? Now, this kind of feeling comes from this hormone which is leptin. So, leptin is a hormone predominantly made by adipose cells, that is your fat cells, and enterocytes in the small intestine. And this hormone gives you feeling that you are already full. You cannot have more food now. So it helps to regulate energy balance by inhibiting the hunger. So the one which initiate the hunger in you is the ghrelin hormone, and one which inhibits the hunger in you is the leptin hormone. So what it does, it in turn diminishes the fat storage in the adipocytes. So you can say that it regulates the energy balance by inhibiting hunger, which in turn, uses the fat storage which is in the adipocytes. Now let's talk about gustatory receptors. We all know that we have a sense organ, that is tongue, which is meant for tasting things. So if you see your tongue in the mirror, you will find that it has certain grooves over it. And those are basically papillae. What we call them? We can call them as papillae. And papillae, they have taste buds which help us in detecting taste. And this we have already covered, that we have different kind of taste like sour, bitter, umami, sweet, salty, metallic. We have different sort of taste, and you can taste those things just because of the taste buds that you have. Now the sensation that results when taste buds on the tongue and the throat convey information. You know that when you're eating something, your taste buds, they get active, right? And when they get active, then what they do? They convey the information through an impulse to brain, and then your brain analyzes, because brain also has the gustatory cortex in it, which is responsible for analyzing the taste. Right, so whatever like the taste buds, when they are getting active, these receptors, when they are getting active, then they are initiating impulse which is traveling directly to the brain, and in brain there is a certain area which is responsible for analyzing that taste, and which conveys you that this kind of taste you have tasted. Okay, another thing to discuss. Can you identify this picture? What is it? See, I hope you all can recognize it. This yellow thing indicates a food particle. So when you swallow the food, you know that the food which is swallowed, it is in a form called, we call it as bolus. And when it passes through food pipe, that is esophagus, then there is rhythmic contraction and relaxation of the wall, and which makes the food, properly pass to the stomach. It is not like you swallow the food and food is just, from the food pipe, it just goes down directly to the stomach. No, it goes through a rhythmic contraction, relaxation of esophageal wall, which helps to, pass the food slowly into the stomach. So this kind of movement is called as peristalsis. So you can define this term as rhythmic contraction and relaxation of muscular wall. Okay. Now there is reverse peristalsis also. sometimes when you are not well, then what happens? You vomit whatever you have eaten, you just vomit it out. So that is an example of reverse peristalsis. So the food that has gone down, it comes up again through the same process. That is again the rhythmic contraction, relaxation, make the food move from the down, from your stomach back, and then you vomit it out. So when the wave-like muscle contractions of peristalsis move in reverse direction, right? Like the original direction is that from your mouth to stomach. But the reverse peristalsis is that the food movement from the stomach again back to your mouth, and then you're vomiting out. So in case of your vomiting reflex, this reverse peristalsis occur. So, and that is the reason sometimes you have this nausea feeling, or you vomit what you have eaten it. So that is just because of reverse peristalsis. Otherwise, the original movement of peristalsis is that the downward. But when it is, coming back, then it is reverse peristalsis. So with this, we have come to an end. I hope you have enjoyed two important and interesting hormones which are responsible for, making you feel much hungry, and the one which makes you feel full. Right? And also you have learned about the peristalsis and the reverse peristalsis. So that's all about today's session. So please learn it properly. And if you haven't subscribed my channel, just subscribe it right now. So thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.